Hello everybody, this is Marie from Skeletorama again and welcome back to my channel. So I'm doing another tutorial with one of my miniature kits today. This is going to be for the Oriental Rug Set, and so we are going to make this, an Oriental rug. Isn't that spiffy? So I'm going to show you how to do that. So this is the kit here itself. It has several different rugs. These are designed to be like large area rugs in a dollhouse. Then you have some smaller rugs here, another big old huge rug. I still am short on yellow color, so the colors are more vivid in this, and you'll see in the one that we're making. But this here is another large one, and some more small ones. So it's kind of a nice variety for you to have little small area rugs. If you want a big one underneath your couch or whatever, this is kind of like a little hallway runner sized one. So all these different size ones. So now these, what you're going to want to do with these, they are best done if they are printed on fabric, obviously, because they are a rug. So they're going to look the most realistic. These kind of came about after I went to a craft store and they had a miniature rug there. And from far away, it looked cool, right? And so I walked up to this overpriced miniature rug, and it was the cheesiest looking thing I'd ever seen. It was like printed on some kind of, I don't know, polyester or something. It was kind of shiny. It didn't have the same texture or anything. I'm thinking, there's got to be a better way to do that. And it was tiny. It was probably the size of this. And it was like 10 bucks or something. It's ridiculous. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to do my own. That's what I do. So I did. So I came up with this kit here. And what this kit makes are Oriental rugs. So here's an example of one that's been made. I print mine on canvas paper. Well, it's canvas paper. It's canvas that you shove through a printer. So I don't know if that qualifies as paper, but whatever it is. It's printable canvas. So here I have an example. This is a couch that I made. This is actually made following Bentley from Bentley House Minis has a really good tutorial on making a chair. And so I followed the construction methods for the chair, but I kind of changed it around. I basically found a picture of a couch I liked and thought, I wonder if you can print that out and use it as a pattern. The answer is yes. Yes, you can. Kind of hard to see because this is, black. But anyways, that's a couch. Wow, that's so much worse. And I even have an extra light this time. Seriously? Okay, but anyways, so here you can see kind of it sitting on there and sort of the scale of it. So this is a good size carpet here. So this is the one I'm going to show you how to make today. So what we're going to do is we're going to print it on printable canvas. So here's the bag, which I know is going to have a big old glare. So I took the shiny piece of paper out, which is also going to glare, but you can see it better. The one that I'm using, it's koala paper. Again, I got it on Amazon, and it's glossy, 11 by 8.5 inkjet cotton canvas. Unfortunately, I don't know that there is a cotton inkjet friendly paper that you can put into a laser printer, which is a shame because when you print these things out on an inkjet printer, it's like when I had my Camaro with a big 5.7 liter 305 engine, and I would pull away from the gas station and watch the needle go down on your gas. Same thing with your printer ink when you print something out with those. So do not get me started on Epson and their printer inks because seriously, it's ridiculous. I just need to get one of those eco tank printers like everybody else is doing. It'd be some way to go. But anyways, so this is what I'm going to print on here. And this also, does it say on here? It doesn't say on here, but it is gessoed. So you've got like, see this kind of, let's take the blade piece out because I only have one left. But it's got kind of a tan side, and you can really see the, kind of linen stuff. And then the other side is much brighter. So this side has gesso. What gesso is it's kind of like a paint. It's what you put on canvas if you're a painter, and it gives you a nice even color surface and level surface to work on. Plus it provides what's called tooth, which means it's something for the paint to grab onto no matter what your substrate. And so it's got that on it, and that's really going to help in a couple ways. Probably the biggest way is that gesso becomes kind of like spray check, right? So normally, if you're going to print this on regular fabric, just so you know, you're going to have issues with it potentially fraying, right? So you would use, let's see, in my tons of adhesives and things, you'd use something like this, a spray check. So this is one of these days I'll figure out where to put this thing, but anyways, this is a free check. And it just kind of stops fabric from fraying. You can also use clear nail polish, by the way. And with this, we aren't going to have to worry about it. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut this out. We're going to tape the sides underneath like they are on here. See, we have the sides and they're taped underneath. And then we're going to fray the bottom of it so it makes these cool little fray edges, right? Whatever it is on this, because I'm going to have to zoom in, so God only knows where this lined up. But anyway, it's also kind of the right scale. So if you look at it here, this looks about the scale you would expect to see from the fringe on a carpet of that size. So it works out really nice, but I'm going to show you how to do that. So we have this here, and again, it's printed on the front side. It has the gesso on it. And with this stuff here, if you want to get the nice frayed edges like that are on this carpet here, you really need to print it in this direction. So I wish I'd realized that before I created the kits, because if you're going to use a gessoed canvas paper, it's not gonna, it's gonna fight you if you're going in this direction. But if you're going this direction, it works pretty good. So we're going to have this here, and we are going to take our scissors. So I've got my Tim Holtz tonic scissors. And like I said in the other video, a quick tip for this here, since these are micro serrated, when you cut the edges of things, something like this, it doesn't really matter. But with paper and things, your serrations will be on the edge that is facing the side where it says tonic and Tim Holtz, and the side where it's blank is going to be straight. So I just have a habit of doing that anyway. So on this, we're going to secure our sides with score tape. And so I've got 1/2 inch score tape here. I'm going to kind of hold it along the edge of here just so I kind of visually have an idea. And we're going to cut. Let's see if I can cut straight, shall we? Probably not. So we're going to cut this along the sides. Check that. Same thing over here. Go on the side. So we're leaving about a 1/2 inch gap. We are going to fold it under a little bit more just because you don't want the edge to be white, because then it won't look like a real carpet. So let me go here. Get rid of that. And so now for the ends, we need to decide how much fraying we want from it. So I tend to go a little bit farther than I think, just in case. So I'll probably think about like this. Would be cool. And don't worry about the harsh edges of the printing, because they'll be turned under on the sides. And on this part, when you fray it, you'll be able to start fraying into that. And so it's gonna hide that for you. All right, so there's that part there. And I'm going to take my smaller scissors here. And when I turn it under, I'll show you on the example one. See here? So I haven't bothered with the fraying stuff on here. I just kind of cut it so that it would be level, so it didn't have like 2 layers of fray, because I figured that would look weird. You can either cut it now or cut it after. Let's go ahead and cut it now. So we're going to go on the sides here. So this is going to be your end that you're going to want to fray. So on the sides, you want to go level with this and just cut this corner out. And I'm going to same for this corner. And these are really super easy way to make a really cool looking carpet. And you don't have to have the kit, obviously. You can find your really nice the trick is finding a high resolution enough image of it so it's not pixelated when you print it out. But just kind of play around if you have any Photoshop skills. But you can print any of these onto this. It's the canvas fabric that makes it really, really easy. I don't have the regular printable fabric, and I probably wouldn't use it for this just because it's so thin. It's not going to give you the same weight appearance as this stuff does. All right, so now we're going to flip it over. And on the long sides here, we are going to take the score tape and we are going to put it along the edges. You can use score tape, you can use Fabri-Tac or Fabri-Fix or Beacon 3-in-1. I'm in agreement with Nick the Booksmith. I'm pretty sure they are all the same thing. sure there's a tiny little difference between the two. They work the same. It's acetone-based glue, so it doesn't use water as the liquid portion of it. Acetone, just like when you do your nail polish remover, that's acetone. It dries really, really quickly, so it doesn't, stuff's not going to buckle, especially if it's paper and things. Be forewarned though, if you're wearing nail polish and using Fabrifix, you're probably not going to enjoy your nail polish for very long. You'll have to redo it, but it's what it is. So let me get this on both sides here. There we go. Alrighty. So got our score tape on here. So we're going to fold these edges over. And I'm going to fold it so that it's getting a little bit of this, let's see, right here. So you can see it's getting a little bit of the blue, but I'm not grabbing too much of that pattern. I don't want to take away from too much of that pattern, but I do want it to look, you know, like that's the natural edge of it. So I'm going to kind of fold it over here. Now I do have one of those clover irons, which I forgot to plug in, which takes a minute to heat up, so you kind of need to plug it in. But I know that's a tip that Ari uses. She will heat set the adhesive, and it really grabs onto it. And it really does. It really does help too, because you know, this stuff's going to tend to want to kind of give up a bit. And this stuff does like to fight you a little bit. Okay, so I'll do the same on this side. Get this kind of pre-folded. And of course, you've got this to guide you as well. All right, so we're going to take the score tape off of here. Swoosh. The score tape. We're going to take the tape from the score tape off. I have no idea what we're doing, honestly. All right, and we're just going to press this down. So we've got just a little bit. It's capturing that blue, so that blue is going to be at the edge. If, you know, something happens and it doesn't get the edge, of course, again, the thing that fixes everything, distress ink, but I mean, grab the same color, kind of same there. That'd probably be like a chip sapphire sort of color. Okay, taking the paper off the tape over here, and same sort of thing. The nice thing is if you have the little mini iron, which, let's see if I can even grab it. It's back here. Here, let me just knock everything off the desk. But it's this thing here, and this is really cool because it's got just this little teeny iron. That's so cool. And you can get those edges nice and crisp on there first, and then put your tape on, and then, you know, heat set it again if you like. It just depends. So here we go. And I got the sides down. Press those really well. We'll flip it over. Look, we've almost got our carpet. So now we're going to fray the edges, which is easier if you know where your pokey tool is, because that'll help. You can kind of start with your fingers, but honestly it's easiest to do that. So you're going to pull all of these off. See how that's coming off there? That's all you do, is you just kind of wiggle it and pull. And see, that gesso in here is going to stop it from raveling any further than you want to, right? So here, and you just keep going. It's super duper easy. I know other people have had problems with getting the canvas to do this part, the fraying part. And again, a lot of times, for whatever reason, it has to do with the direction that you're trying to fray in. If you're trying to fray this direction, I think the way the fibers are in there, it's much less likely. I had a heck of a time. I also have a tapestry kit, and I was going to fray the ends of the tapestry, and that just did not work out. Not even a little bit. So we're just going to keep fraying all the way through. Again, if you do this on like a regular printable fabric or something like that, you can always add these by taking regular fabrics, like a cotton fabric in whatever color you like, and you can fray that and then just glue it underneath so that all that's poking out is the frayed edge. I just happen to really like this because it looks really natural. You know, it's matching obviously the basic color of the carpet and whatnot. And again, you really have to kind of force this stuff, because see, that gesso is really, really trying to hold that in there. Let's put this to the center. Really trying to hold that in there. And that's, again, you really want that because that's going to keep your thing from continuing to fray over time. It's one thing if you want it to fray. It's another thing that it frays when you don't want it to fray. Okay, so there we go. So I went just down into, you can kind of see on this piece here, I went just down into that edge enough so it's pulled some of the blue up there too. So now it looks more natural. Let's see how close I can get this thing to you. Shall we? There we go. Should be able to see that. Okay, it's nice and frayed. Just kind of fluff them up a little bit. You can trim them if that's a little bit too long. We'll go ahead and do the other side. Why not? It's so much fun. All the ripping and tearing of it. But yeah, so this stuff works really, really nice. And again, I love the weight because when you have this in your dollhouse on the floor, I'll see if I can attach a picture of that kind of in situ in its little home. It looks like a real carpet, which is super cool. But yeah, sometimes you just gotta show who's boss because you make the rules here, not carpet. Unless, of course it doesn't work and then it makes the rules and you get frustrated and you stop for a while and figure something else out. But yeah, so these are super easy, super quick. Again, I do have a kit available, obviously, on my Etsy shop, and I'll leave a link to that below. But you can either get the kit with the ones that I curated, or you can just hop on as long as you're doing it with large images. You want high resolution. So if you're searching on Google or Pinterest or whatever, you really, really want that big resolution. You're not going to get a carpet like this out of a 200 by 600 item. It's just not happening. Okay, so there we go. See how easy was that? And then we'll bring the couch back in. Boom. See, it's quite nicely on there. So if I look better across like this. All right, so that's that right there. Again, here's the kit, and you can see what happens, when you don't buy your stupid toner cartridge. Seriously, I want to buy it. It's just really expensive. So here we are, really small ones. Again, I just have the one kit of these, and it is available on my Etsy shop. I will leave a link in the description, and I'll also leave a link to Bentley House Minis. Again, she has a ton of really cute kits. I know she sells kits on her site, and she's got like a laser cutter, so she can cut them out for some of the things. That's really good, like the captain's desk. I don't know if she's got that as a kit, but that was a pain to cut by hand because I didn't know how to use the files with my brother ScanNCut. It took me a bit to figure that out, but just because her chair looks one way on there doesn't mean you're stuck making it that way forever. So you can make it into whatever you want, like I did with this couch, and it came out really cool. Super happy with it, but it was using her methods, and so she's got lots of different free downloads of different things, some really cool retro kitchen stuff, and lots of fun things. So check her out, and that will be it for me. So thanks a lot, and I will see you guys later.